Hello everyone, my name is Brady Haislet. I'm an application engineer here at 3M. Today I'm going to go through some tips and tricks with the performance spray gun. With any job, you want to make sure you're using the right personal protective equipment. When I begin spraying, I'll be wearing my paint suit, my safety glasses, my goggles, and I'll put on a respirator as well. Remember that these products are intended for use in professional settings, such as a body shop, and there is safety and warranty information in a link below. Let's get right into the tips and tricks. The first is for attaching the atomizing head. Once you select the right tip size for the job, slide that over the needle and then press firmly into the head of the gun frame before you rotate that collar to ensure that it rotates freely. Next is connecting the PPS cup. In order to connect the PPS cup, you want to hold the gun by the atomizing head and slide that down over the PPS lid. Once it's slid on, then do your quarter turn rotation, ensuring that all 4 points are connected before you invert it and get ready to spray. Also, over time, you may notice some overspray getting on each of the control knobs, and if they become hard to rotate, feel free to clean those off with any cleaning solvents, but then reapply some paint gun safe lubricant to ensure that those spin freely. Likewise, if you have any issues where the locking collar becomes hard to rotate, you can remove that, clean it thoroughly on the track, on the gun frame, as well as underneath the collar, but then feel free to reapply some paint gun safe lubricants on the track as well to keep that rotating freely. Next is if you notice that you're spraying and you're getting too much fluid flow, not only can you adjust the fluid knob inward to restrict how much you can pull that needle back, reducing the amount of fluid coming out, but you can feel free to grab a tip size smaller or larger to get the right amount of coating coming out each time you want to spray. And lastly, when you're spraying the spray gun, there are only 3 main points of adjustment. So when you want to dial that in, we have some settings called out right on the quick start guide. But where I like to start is on the fan knob, which is this top knob. I like to turn it all the way in and then rotate out 1.5 rotations. 1 to 2 is about where you like to land. Likewise, on the fluid knob, start by rotating that all the way in and then rotate that out 3 to 4 turns. And the last adjustment is your air pressure. You're going to be adjusting that for HVLP to between 18 and 20 psi. Next, I'll show you how to do another test, quick test, to make sure that your pattern is well balanced and optimized. Once you have the gun dialed in with those initial settings, you can feel free to grab your material, attach it to the gun, and then take it over to the wall where you have some masking paper laid out and do a spray out. What we do here is we would turn the gun 90 degrees and hold it at a set distance away. You'll apply enough material that you can get that coating to start running, and then evaluate those runs across the length of the pattern. Now we'll do that on the paper over here, but from there you can tweak the adjustments further just to get it dialed in with a perfectly balanced pattern of the appropriate size for the job. That's all for the tips and tricks on the performance spray gun. That concludes this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, feel free to hit the like button or make any comments below. You can also subscribe by hitting the bell for notifications when more content like this comes out. Also below is a link to the Collision Repair Academy. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.